4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. And the ones who wants to continue doing meditation, you may do so. And the ones who wants to open your eyes, please, you may remove your hands and you may open your eyes. And please have some glass of water, my dear friends. So, hope you all had a wonderful meditation. Today, I just have shared about the light language of how, it will be like, just like there were different sort of dialects and different sorts of languages. If another person also channeled and if they speak in another language, don't be confused. It's also a light language in a different dialect. So it's very beautiful to meditate with this light language. And the reason why I have kept today is that today I'm going to share about the language. The chapter is called language. Among that, I just wanted to share a few things. First of all, I wanted to say thanks to the universe, because I believe today is a message that apparently the universe itself is communicating. It's not even the Arcturians, because we had a great synchronicity just before this session as well, that Master Ruchi have shared today about telepathy. However, even today I'm going to share the same, because Arcturians speak telepathically. And that's why I have kept the title Way of Communication. See, friends, it's just a different ways of expressing, but the message is the same. So I feel as if the universe itself is making its way for us to convey the message today. And we are here just to give a message. There is no attachments. There is no understanding of, end result. We are only here to understand, to listen. That's it. And in order to listen, empty yourself. Empty yourself from all the thoughts. Then whatever each word that we speak, we will be able to hear more clearly. And listening is a form of emptying the mind. So when we are listening, always the pattern of humans is that we keep penetrating, we keep judging, we keep as if, we are the ones who needs to give our advices. No, not at all. Not at all. No one is here to give advices to any person until or unless we are guided to do so, or until or unless we feel intuitionally to do so. Listening is a form of emptying your mind. So before going deeper, so when we think of language, when we think of communication, according to humans, what do we think? Anyone would able to answer this question? Is it like words, signs, symbols, anything else? Anyone would like to answer this question when it comes to communication? How do we communicate as humans? I'm not again speaking about extrasensory perceptions like telepathy or intuition or vision or dreams is just in the human form. What is the concept of communication? That's it. And what does it involve? Anyone, friends? Come on, let's make it interactive.
Simply communicating with words, and these words carry emotions, feelings, or realities. Everything is in the background of those words. But words are primary in this mm, basic level.
Wonderful, wonderful. So with humans who are able to speak words, other than that,
Yeah, feelings, expression, thoughts, okay, and
tone of the words.
energies also. Our consciousness also is working when we speak to animals, plants, and we are even though there are no words, we are yet we are able to communicate. But in that communication also, majorly we communicate with words only. Uh, but I'm probably at a stage, our intuition works. All this is there, but in the human to human basic level of communication is through words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pavniji. So yes, movement, voice, tone of the words, everything. Thank you so much. Yes, words is the major communication. So for some people, it is symbols. For some people, it is signs. So these are the major forms of communication. And what we need to understand exactly is that when we are speaking, how we are pronouncing the word and how we are combining them as a sentence. This is what we have been communicating, like combining. So, which means by being a human, we are so much of capable of combining many ways, without even thinking how we are able to do that. We have been only taught in schools A, B, C, D, and so on. But the more and more we mature, who taught us to combine the words and to put it in a sentence and where to put full stop, where to give the space? This is the capability. This is what an expression is. And how we are speaking, like with a meaningful sound, how we are pronouncing, the majority of the times matter. So let's say this is the communication that we have been using according in human stage. However, what Arcturians have been doing is their language is indeed telepathic. So now you know why I have mentioned that there are beautiful synchronicities, and their system, like because for us, when the questions are being kept to Arcturians in this channel message, Giuliano was speaking to Dr. Norma, and they have mentioned that their system provides more accurate transmissions of messages. And why they mention here the more accurate is they clearly understand their emotions. They are not dual in nature. They trust what they feel and then they start to communicate. So this is how that makes the transmission more clear. And this is how one has to also trust our messages also in human form. So yes, my dear friends. Now they were introducing another radiant soul, another radiant entity to us, which is hedonic. Herdonitic, who is the elder of the starship Athena, and who will be addressing us in this language. Because understand, my dear friends, if a child is communicating to us, if a baby, it makes us a bit difficult to understand of what they are speaking. So why it happens is that for everyone, there is a way of communicating, and also a way of understanding. So if a mature soul needs to communicate with another soul, there also requires a lot of practice and lots of hard work as well. So it's the same also with the Arcturians, and that is the reason why they took now the help of Hedonitic. So he will be able to speak, and the reason why he has been chosen is that in one of his previous life, he was a human. So that is how he knows more to interpret the language abilities on our planet Earth. And that is the reason why he can also communicate to us by putting in both the ways. And here they have mentioned many times that their collective usage is we. They have dropped I consciousness long ago, and they describe that if they have to take accomplishments or if they have to take credit, they take it as a one unit. They does not take it as I did that, I have conveyed the message, or I have created this any sort of creation, or there is no I. One single being does not take credit for the accomplishments of the many. Here, clearly understand, my dear friends. It's not about like what one person have accomplished like in that particular field completely alone. If there are so many people involved, this is what they said. One single being does not try to communicate the credit for the accomplishments of many. And this process, they started to refine their culture and their system from many years, from many civilizations. And they have mentioned this form is existing in the entire universe. And the more and more we keep on mixing with different entities, different races, let's say, the more we are going in different directions. That is the reason why they have mentioned it is always important for us to address in that be consciousness. And also, if one person does a mistake, the entire group suffers. It's not only that suffering is for that one entity, but for the entire group. And the interpretations are like, of many of our explanations are not as easy as one might think. And they have also mentioned that about along many centuries, Earth centuries ago, the programming of the language was very good, especially in the Akashic records, according to their understanding. And that they were trying as level best now, because we are going a bit more deeper. They are trying to make us more understanding. So first, they started to define the terms called language. So here, they were speaking according to the symbolic system, which means language is used according to the symbolic system. It means that it is used to carry concepts and feelings from one life form to another. Language implies a coded symbolic system that is used to carry concepts and feelings from one life form to another. So this is what they have mentioned. That is the reason why the definition on Earth and the definition on the other planets is totally different. So we have to really understand here the language of what they have been communicating to us. And the word speaking implies the ability to move a part of the outer body physically and to produce a sound that is transmitted to another life form. This allows for the transmission of language and decoding to take place. And the third word is communication. So this means sending of a message across a distance, and it has no other hidden meaning in it. What a beautiful statement it is. Sending a message across a distance and it has no hidden meaning to it. And there goes no need of explanation. So now let us again hear. So again, Head Jonetic was mentioning that he would like to do now is to offer a definition of our form of language. So this would allow for comparisons of the two communication systems to begin. And now he mentioned about language, right? So what that has been used to carry concepts and feelings from one life form to another. And now on Arcturus, the word language implies the energy that is formed within one's consciousness that directs the visualization process. So this allows a being to communicate not only the encoded messages, but also the feelings that were intended when the message was sent. This is how a transmission should be, my dear friends. When we truly speak from our heart, this is what happens. And then there goes no need of any sort of explanations. What a beautiful thing it is. And they further mentioned that visualization is one of the key also for humans. And the second word that is important to define is understanding the Arcturian language system is message. The word means carrying energy to the appropriate section of the consciousness. So message implies the beginning and end points of a communication. Message also implies that the communication has been delivered. If a message is not received by the target to which it is sent, it does not contain the impact of communication for which it was designed. This is a critical element for civilizations that adhere to the oneness concept, as we shall point out as they will mention it later. And the third one they have been mentioning is about the word volume. So volume means the amount of energy that is directed in the visual and emotional words to another being. And the last word that they wanted to mention is communication. Communication means the ability to see the same visual and emotional pictures between two or several life sources and to present a common solution to the inquiry being made when inquiry is the mode of exchange. So they mention that communicating is the critical element in their training and development. And when they are communicating, they communicate through forms of pictures. You know, that common point is only the picture stored within that soul's mind and brain. So when they start communicating, they send the pictures. I think it's the same form if we also does the communication with the pets or with any sort of animal you do. They start sending the signals via the images. And this is a form of visualization, and that is why visualization is very much important. And they believe in the term called winning, and they do not see as a win situation developing at all, but they observe the visualizations. What they observe is the destruction of the visualizations contained within others' consciousness. This dissipation of energy prevents the will from flowing through to higher levels of collective consciousness of the universe. And much is lost in this mode of operation. So this is the communication. And there is also different aspect of their language system. That is the aspect of one of the symbols. So on Earth, we have many symbols, my dear friends, like for example, all these geometrical patterns came through that. And this is one of the symbolic thing. And there is a big difference in this approach to language for what they have learned many centuries ago, that they do not want us to be misunderstood. Because when, like, not only us, they do not wish to be misunderstood, because when one is misunderstood, the entire group suffers. Just see, my dear friends, how they work on unity, how they work on each other. What is happening also on Earth? Are we not that way? If we have seen in the former ages, we are also the same. Like when someone grows vegetables, they keep sharing to others. When there is no concept of money, there is only sharing. What is happening? So we have to also understand that when we are working for meditation, for the highest activity is that we are also working for each other here. And we are also uplifting each other. So the light force is what guides their visualizations. And they do not entertain concepts of good and evil on Arcturians, because they only know the highest and use the frequency to benefit the consciousness, not only of their own inhabitants, but also to anywhere in the universe whom they were asked to serve. Wow, what a beautiful statement again. That they didn't mention that they know good and bad, but they said they only know the highest. So when we completely trust, that is the way we have to work on ourselves. Whatever we speak, whatever action we do, in 365 degrees, trust that you're doing for the highest. And that, now the second one is that the light force is a direct ray from the great central sun that allows them to know and understand of much of what is taken for granted by civilizations from the fourth and fifth dimensions of time and space. Soon, we are also approaching towards this concept, and that is because a beloved Terra will soon be vibrating at a much higher rate herself, as the planet is being rebirthed into a new age. And that is why now we are seeing so much of manifestations happening quickly. Whenever a word is just uttered, it is being manifested immediately. So many things, so many changes are being happening. And this is why one has to understand more deeply towards themselves of how their thought patterns are working. Even if you visualize, even when you get a thought, how it is happening. And that Arcturians has mentioned that they can be able to see the past and the future, and that we are here on Earth with limited sight. So this is why sometimes we do not understand. We do not need to understand about our past lives. What are we 1 year before? What are we 2 years before? Do we have such sort of memories? No. So we have been giving anesthesia all the time to our brain. And we only remember of how we have transformed and what are we now. That is true, especially because we don't need to carry all such sort of old transformation as of what are we. However, the experience of the past is resembling our nature, which is now, which is of what we are now. And that is why they mention, and that is the reason why they are here to guide us. Because when they are guiding, they do not guide in a way of what mistakes have we done. They only guide in a way of how we will be transforming to our highest states, how we will be elevating ourselves. And that is the reason why we have to completely trust. That is why everywhere it is being mentioned, trust in God. Trust in God is nothing but trust within yourself. When you develop the pattern of self-love, when you develop the pattern of self-trust, why are we doing all these rituals to some other deity gods? Is it required? Is God in a separate physical form? Is it required? No. It's all a stone. When you know that you are a God to yourself, then where are you looking for? With whom guidance are you looking for? This is why it is very important to understand that God also came here in the form of human to teach us how the path should be. Are we learning of how a God has walked the path? Rather, we are just doing the rituals and we are just praising some other deity. Is it that way that he wants also to do? Or is it something that he wants us to learn of how he dealt in that situations? Try to understand, my dear friends, here. Learning, 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 learning. Always there should be learning. Every person who came on this earth to show us, Osho, Patriji, like Buddha, like Jesus, every person, every big saint who came on this earth, every person whom we see, they have a different directions. They have different paths. They walk towards different paths, but their core message is just the same. They walked different paths because to show us of how we have to lead our life when a situation comes. So keep learning and keep trusting yourself. Keep going in a direction that you believe in. And they say that there is no competition. When there is a lot of competition, then we are consuming much of the energy. And that is what tiring us. And that is why we are having all the stressful situations. It is the competition that is aging us. And it is the competition that is making us hold to our old fears. So thank you so much, my dear friends. With this, I will be stopping here. And in the next section, we will hear more about the visualization patterns. And there are several instructions as well about the visualizations, which we will be learning tomorrow. Thanks a lot. If anyone wants to share anything, please, you may unmute yourself and go ahead. Anyone, friends? If not, then we shall connect back for tomorrow's morning meditation.
Yeah,
Yes, Shan.
hi, Nilima. So, thank you so much for this wonderful wisdom. So, Arcturians are always know a lot of wisdom. They compile. It's a, I could say like it's kind of Bible. The Arcturian book is a kind of Bible, full of teachings, full of wisdom, and full of oneness consciousness. So today it's like the words about the telepathy. They said, so initially, because I was into this receiving the messages from the masters, so I can understand what the what the message and what the higher masters wanted to convey us. So when I receive a message from a higher master, so more than words, I used to feel the emotion. I used to feel the content of the message before, and later the words come. The words will come. So that means in higher worlds there are there are less words. Like there are no like specific words for each and every feeling. We can't fix a word. So some we need to experience. So while receiving the message, probably like wisdom, any wisdom from Mahavatar Babaji or Patri sir, I used to feel the consciousness of the master, and in that consciousness, I could feel the essence of the message. That means the meaning of the message. So before receiving that, so slowly then they will convey us, they will put the word some words in that message. But more than when I see the message in the word form, I feel like I am limiting their consciousness. I am limiting the essence of the message. I 100%, from my side, from my experience, I could say that any wisdom from the higher master, I can't deliver it 100%. So what they said, because in this 3D dimension, words are limiting. In Anastasia book also, she says that you can't express every feeling in words. So Anastasia says to Vladimir, so this is like you have to feel it. So telepathy is like clear communication. So there in telepathy, it's like heart to heart, not from mind to mind. It's from straight away from heart to heart, so that they won't get any like miscommunication won't happen, as the Arcturians said. So I really feel that, because this is now I understand why Mahavatar Babaji said, when you receive a message, you have to first experience that, then you share. Because when we experience wisdom, so when we share it, so it's from heart to heart. So easily they can connect with the heart. And yesterday I think this is the perfect time to say that message, because yesterday I couldn't able to convey the message which I received from the shaman. So yesterday where I got connected to shaman in meditation, so she delivered a message that when we are speaking, when we are trying to express certain in words, we can't express in if you are feeling in a confusion state, if you are couldn't able to find the word for your experience, please leave it as it is. You need not derive, you need not define any sentence, you need not define your emotion. Is it okay to leave as it is? So it is not any defeat. You don't feel any like like it's not an, like they said, Arcturians, they said that it is not a competition. So it is not like you are losing something. You can't prove everything. So if you are trying to place a word, in that you are trying to fit a word for that experience or for that emotion, you are using your extra energies. So this is what the shaman said. So thank you so much for Arcturians. Really, they are driving us. Really, they are like today also in meditation. I could Judy Satori's. I was like after 10 minutes. So I was late by 10 minutes. So I don't know what she said, but I felt like something it got away from me. I felt like something, I'm feeling very light, and immediately she said that, are you feeling light? So this is what happened today. So thank you so much for our tutorials. Thank you so much, Nilma.
Thank you so much, Shada Garu, for mentioning so beautifully and you have conveyed about shaman. So could you also describe a bit more about shamans?
Shamans
Because
usually,
some of us might be hearing for the first time, right? That's the reason why I've asked.
yeah, shamans are usually the forest tribes, but they work for Mother Earth. They are with very pure hearts, and they we can't see them with bare eyes, so they are like moving the forest. But this shaman, which she got connected with me, she is from the higher realms. So she is with all they are with pure love energies. So whenever I see her, she always sends me love. So yeah, anyone can connect with shamans. Yeah, this is what I can say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shraddha Garu. Thank you so much. Yes,
Thank
friends.
you.
Shamans again are pure energetic, and I have also heard that these tribes, the people in these tribes do not speak. Again, they communicate through telepathy. So it's a beautiful way to connect with shamans, and the borders doesn't exist. If you being in your place with just an intention of thought, you can connect with the shaman. So thank you so much, Shraddha Garu. Yeah. Yes, Pavni auntie, wanted to share anything?
Yeah, what I felt beautiful is uh, when we connect with our heart. Words are not necessary, and then I felt that when we go or dive deep into ourselves, then only we become so very tranquil and calm, that our hearts get open, and through our heart connection only we communicate. So previous day means day before yesterday, while I was in meditation in this Arcturian meditation. So I was shown. I had a question that why am I not able to communicate properly, or what is the deficiency in me that sometimes I get into trouble when I communicate with people, or how should I improve myself, or how should I become a better person as a whole. Where am I going wrong? All these questions were there for me, and then they showed me that I was standing at the entry point of some dimension, and that in that dimension there is nothing, but yet there is everything, and there are no words, there are no explanations, and nothing was being seen, but yet there was complete fulfillment, and we can call it as bliss probably. I'm seeing that I was at the entry gate, and I couldn't enter. I still didn't enter into that particular realm, but there it was like that. So when it is happening, like I'm in that beingness, then when I'm seeing that, when I'm feeling that experience, then I realized when we are in that beingness, uh, and completely um, exploring, or experiencing our consciousness, then only our consciousness is enough to speak, and all the others who were being previously disturbed by my words, or by my thoughts, or my presence there, I've, including myself, I'm in that bliss, and everybody around me is in that bliss itself, and that much of power our beingness carries. and there no word is needed, just silence. And then I realized that Mother Earth, in her messages, she told, when there is utter silence, deep silence. And silence means not stopping to speak or communicate verbally or non-verbally. No, that deep silence, when we dive deep into ourselves, then when you reach that silence, then only your spiritual journey starts. Then only spirituality starts from deep silence. Until then, the spiritual journey doesn't start. Then all these dots got connected, and now Arcturians are teaching us this. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you for mentioning it so beautifully, as every one of you are explaining. Yes, sometimes we don't need justifications because words always fell shorter. And thank you so much for both of you for sharing, for coming forward and sharing. And it's so beautiful to see that how you yourself are seeing the transformation among your entire circle. Thanks a lot, Andy. Thank you so much. And just one more thing, my dear friends, I just thought of sharing. In the beginning, when I was mentioning about the language, the words, the signs and symbols, I just wanted to share also this one of the thing that, I have a mother in Austria where she can't speak in English and where I can't speak in German. And what we used to do is both of us know limited words in both languages. And our communication is to be with sign languages. And with majority of the way that we express, like in the emotions. So a human, even without any sort of knowledge, maybe it might be a bit difficult in the beginning, but the more and more we start doing, it becomes more easier. That is also nothing but telepathy. And as I have also mentioned in the previous session, my dear friends, especially, trust me, with all these digital gadgets coming in place, we are losing, like, we are not trusting ourselves majorly. However, put a focus on one particular person and do not think that that your message has to help them, but just only transmit a small message of how are you doing, just the simple things, and keep trying. It is possible. It is possible. Telepathy is possible. As so it is not supernatural at all. We all can do. And it's the experimentation that we should keep doing. That is the reason. Actually, thanks a lot, Sharda Garu. Today morning, you have beautifully shared also about PSism, Pyramid Spiritual Science movement. Pyramid Spiritual Science movement, yeah. The reason why, again, I was mentioning this point is that Patriji always mentioned that we have to experiment, and knowing that clearly is the spiritual science. I feel today's all the three topics are a pure resemblance of what the universe has been communicating to us. So when you keep believing in yourself and when you keep experimenting yourself, that is nothing but spiritual science. The more you seek, the more it is evident to you. So thank you so much, friends. Thanks a lot. And connect back to all of you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a lovely time. Bye, friends. Bye-bye.